Have you ever noticed that you can enjoy being around people, laugh at the right moments, participate in conversations, and still feel completely exhausted afterward? There's something strange about wanting connection but needing distance, about craving belonging but feeling overwhelmed by too much of it, and it makes you wonder whether something is wrong with you. But here's the thing, it isn't because you're antisocial, broken, cold, or uninterested. You feel this way because your mind processes stimulation differently, because your inner world is louder than the outside one, and because your nervous system interprets social interaction in a unique way that most people don't see. You move through the world like someone walking with headphones on, even when no music is playing, because your thoughts are constantly active, constantly observing, constantly scanning the emotional atmosphere of a room. You notice tone shifts, pauses, eye movements, subtle cues, and invisible dynamics that others overlook. And all of that internal processing uses energy that nobody else realizes you're spending. And this is where it gets interesting. Introversion isn't just about being quiet or shy. It's about where your mind lives, where you recharge, and how deeply you feel the presence of others. When you enter a social space, you're not just showing up physically, your brain is analyzing roles, safety, expectations, and emotional signals. No wonder you feel tired. You've been doing a psychological marathon while everyone else thinks you're simply sitting there. But here's the truth. You don't avoid people because you dislike them. You avoid situations that demand too much of you without giving anything back. You withdraw because silence feels like oxygen. You cancel plans because your battery is low, not because your heart is empty. You prefer depth over noise, meaningful connection over surface-level chatter, and one-on-one conversations over crowded rooms where nobody is truly present. And if you grew up feeling misunderstood, judged, or like your inner world was too much, then your social exhaustion isn't just temperament, it's a learned protection. You monitor yourself. You try not to take up space. You become hyper-aware of how you appear. You rehearse what to say before saying it. You carry the weight of self-consciousness like a second skin. You don't just talk, you evaluate the impact of every word. You don't just listen, you absorb emotional tones like a sponge. Of course your nervous system needs recovery. Of course you disappear after social events. Of course you crave solitude like others crave excitement. But here's the part nobody tells you. The more you understand your wiring, the easier it becomes to live in a world that wasn't designed for minds like yours. You don't have to force yourself to be loud to be valuable. You don't have to socialize like an extrovert to be worthy. You don't have to apologize for needing space, silence, slowness, or time to think. Your way of connecting is real, meaningful, and sincere. You build bonds slowly but deeply. You notice what others miss. You feel before you speak. You reflect before you act. And the people who are right for you will never interpret your quietness as disinterest. They will see it as presence. They will understand that when you choose them, it's intentional. When you speak, it's honest. When you show up, it matters. So if you've ever wondered why socializing drains you even when you enjoy it, here is the answer. Your energy comes from within, not from the outside world. Your solitude isn't loneliness, it's repair. Your silence isn't emptiness, it's fullness. Your retreat isn't avoidance, it's preservation. And you are not too quiet, too distant, too introspective, or too reserved. You are simply someone whose inner world is rich enough to live in, and that is not a flaw. It's a form of wisdom. So breathe, take your space, honor your rhythm. You don't have to become someone else to belong. You belong as you are. You always have.